podcast time. That means I'm gonna sit down, put my snack, relax, eat snacks, get fat, get relax, go track, go mining, or track, mining. I thought that was like, I feel like that's like big time mining. Hey everybody!
Hey! Welcome to the podcast, episode 6.
If you just heard me talking about fracking, it's because I don't know what I'm talking about, and you just heard me talk about something I don't know what I was talking about.
I mean, to be fair, you only talked about it because I asked you what it was. Because I also don't know what it is.
And here we are.
Talking about fracking.
None the wiser.
Just two dudes freaking talking about fracking.
The only thing we learned from that is that we both don't exactly know what fracking is.
We don't.
I feel like it's not good for the environment. I feel like that's the only thing I know about it.
Yeah.
Sweet, dude.
Anyway. Welcome to the podcast.
Jayden was really putting on a pondering face. I thought he had something for me. It turned out that was not the case.
I did for a moment, but I decided to abandon it. I jumped ship.
Sick. How you doing, baby boy?
Doing good. I really wanted to do this podcast today. I got a lot of shit to get off my chest.
Hit me with it.
First off, so currently as we speak, mine and my girlfriend's towels are sitting in a laundry machine that is out of order, sitting in soapy water.
That's a fat bummer.
in our apartment complex, which sucks. We went to go wash our shit, and I washed the whites. They came out great, came out fine. And then she washed the towels.
Love the whites.
She washed. Let's hear for the whites. Yeah.
Yeah, let's hear it. A round of applause for the whites, please.
We put our towels in there, and then it just went out of order, and we're like, oh fuck. So we went to the front desk, and we're like, yo, this one's out of order. And like, there ain't shit we can do about it. And
really?
Like, yeah.
And so it's like, but you run the building.
Yeah. So
what else are you doing if not fixing things that break?
So we had to call the people that own those the company that owns that washing machine place.
Okay.
And they're like, we'll get back to you. So
why don't you go fuck yourself? What are you guys gonna do? Like run down to a laundromat?
No, because we can't get the towels.
What do you mean?
They're stuck in the machine.
What?
Yeah, it's because it's out of order, so the door's locked. You can't open it.
That's so dumb.
So yeah, we lost the towels.
Did you guys go and buy more towels, or
we're probably gonna? Because like
it's been 6 days. We can't stand the smell of each other.
We have one extra towel in the house, so we've been sharing that one for the past like 2 days.
Oh.
But yeah, we're probably just gonna go buy new towels. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. They can deal with it.
So it's not like a washer like in your actual apartment. It's just like
it's on like because we have one in our apartment. We have like a washer dryer combo. It kind of sucks major donkey balls.
Okay.
So on another floor in our building, there's like a communal.
Like a laundromat.
Yeah, kind of deal. And it's worked great for the past couple months that I've used it. But today I was like, you know what? Fuck Jayden and Jen.
Yeah.
Fuck their towels.
And these towels, I'm going to consume them.
Yes.
I'm going to become a towel myself.
Exactly.
Exactamundo. God, that is a pun that like I've heard way too many times.
Exactamundo?
Yeah.
Or egg
just exactly.
Yeah.
Being like
eggs are funny.
Haha, I like eggs, and it sounds like exactly. You get it. Huh?
Well, when did eggs become like a funny thing? Like a meme thing? People are like, oh my God, like I look like an egg.
It became a meme when man first started farming. So they got their chickens, and instead of killing them, they were like, oh, we'll let this one plant babies, and we'll eat them plant babies, lay eggs, and then we'll eat those. And he picked up an egg and he squeezed his scrotum and saw that they looked the same, and he started laughing really hard. Ever since then, eggs have always been funny.
It's like the 80s.
The 80s when caveman first discovered egg.
Good.
What would you do if you were in the 80s, Jayden?
In general?
Yeah, no, like if right now you stepped in a portal and it sent you to the middle of the 80s.
Cut that out.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, we just cut back in. James says I'm horrible.
just bleep. Just bleep it out.
Okay.
So it's funnier.
It's just a long.
Yeah, I go back and
Or I'll put in a train sound, like a train horn just coming in like really loudly. Just
all aboard. Ding ding.
Heck yeah.
Good.
What?
How you doing though? Were you gonna ask me something?
No, I was going to ask you pretty much exactly that.
Oh, okay. Well, you already asked me, so fuck you.
I am over COVID.
Yeah.
I am at that point where I'm like, man, I just want to hang out with my friends.
Yeah.
I'd like to go to a bar. I'd like to go sit down at a restaurant.
Same.
And not be like, oh, should I feel bad because I'm sitting down in this restaurant right now? Which I haven't been to a sit-down restaurant in forever. Jayden just scratched his armpit and sniffed it and just didn't want me to say anything, but here we are.
Didn't smell good.
Yeah.
Presume.
What's the first thing you want to do when COVID's donezo? Let's say like one day it's just like, hey guys, COVID's over.
Dude, I really want to go dance.
Really?
Yeah, I do. Especially now that I live in LA. There's so many like hip and happening places that I just can't go to.
Yeah.
Like I would love to go to I want to experience a club for the first time. Never been in a club before. I had a dream last night that I was in an exclusive club and I was running in the club and a security guard was like, "Hey, you can't run in the club." And so I stopped running. I was like, "There you go. There, thank you." And I was like, that's all I remember from that dream. That was a real ass dream I had last night.
Dude, dreams are so weird and so cool.
They are. You can't run in the club. It's just stupid. Like, why?
I had a dream. I think I told you about this, but I had a dream a couple nights ago where I think I definitely talked about this, where we were somewhere really reverby and someone said something and I woke up, but there was so much reverb on what they said. And I'm like, my dream and my awakened state crossed over for a little bit. So I woke up and I looked around and I could still hear him going, hi, hi, hi.
That's scary.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, I just had one of those moments.
Dude, I don't remember if I talked about this in the podcast, but I feel like I did. Whenever I have naps, like half the time that I nap, I wake.
Someone says wake up.
Yeah. Did I say that?
Yeah. Okay. We did talk about this because you talked about that and then I brought that up.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Someone says wake up or someone says my name.
That's so
weird. We'll go Jayden, and I just wake up and there's no one around.
that's startling.
Yeah, it is.
I feel like that's some angel in another realm just saved you from your soul getting possessed.
Yeah. Dude, have you seen biblically correct angels?
Biblically correct
angels? Like how they're described in the Bible and like renditions based off, not like idealized like the pretty ones
with the wings, with the white robe and the little harp, the lyre.
I guess those angels exist.
Is that what that's called? A lyre?
Lyre, yeah, like it's like a mini small harp. Because I guess there's like a hierarchy of angels, and so the first level is like the kind of like
the cupids,
yeah,
cherubs,
cherubs, and then after that is like the classic like just a dude with wings,
the middle class,
the middle class, and then after that it gets fucking weird,
the upper middle class.
Yes, there's like an angel that is it's described in the Bible. There's pictures of it. Look crazy.
Sorry, I'm cracking my fingers if anyone hears that.
Matisse, please put up a picture of what I'm talking about so everyone knows while I describe it to you. But it's like two rings that are inside of each other and they're constantly turning. They have eyes on the whole outside of the ring, and I think they're also on fire.
Oh,
do you know what I'm talking about?
I remember as like a teen when I was really into apocalypse and the end of the world, especially with 2012 being such a big like part of our lives. Yeah. And it was like, as much as, you're like, yeah, right, the world's not going to fucking end. You're like, but what if? Yeah. Because there's always that part is like, I mean, I don't want to be you don't want to be the guy who's like, you're so fucking wrong. It's not going to happen. And then you see like the sun go blood red. Yeah. You go, oh God, Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But yeah. So watched a lot of alien videos, a lot of stuff like that. Where was I going with this? Why did I bring this up?
The angels.
Oh, yeah, because and then I remember reading through some of Revelations, which is the last book of the Bible, where all that apocalyptic shit goes on. Send messages out to all the churches, and he goes, "He who has an ear will hear what the shit that I gotta spit." and yeah, when they describe like, there's like the 7 thunders or something like that. Mm-hmm. I'm getting my shit confused.
It's like that, and like the horns, right? Like horns will sound.
There's one, yeah. There's the 7. There's the 7 trumpets, and maybe it's the 7 thunders as well. I don't remember, but there's these there's this one that described as like just like an uncountable amount of eyes on like some being. So I think that might be what you're talking about.
Maybe it could be.
Those higher up angels.
Yeah. Dude, all that shit's super interesting to me. I don't know if we talked about Dante's Inferno at all.
No, we haven't.
Okay. Are you familiar with it at all? I've only seen like a couple of videos on it. But it's pretty much, it's like it's. I mean, it's not canon. It's as far as like what Christians believe hell is like.
Canon.
Yeah,
it's a comic book.
It's not canonical, but it was an interpretation of hell where like hell has layers.
Yeah,
and depending on like your like
your sin.
Yeah, your sin.
Yeah.
It puts you in a different layer of hell. So the first sin is like purgatory. It's just limbo.
Yeah,
it's where I think according to Dante's Inferno, I think it's where people that were alive before Christ was born, like that were unsavable or something like that. They go in limbo because they didn't know, I guess. And then there's like lust, greed, gluttony, and the very last layer of hell is treason, I think, or treachery. I know it's just treason.
That's the cold one, right?
Yeah, that's the cold one.
That's the one where Satan himself is, and you're like, oh, it's cold in here. That's a twist.
Yeah. And there's people that have betrayed others are in like Brutus, and
it's like some white dad like going like touring, being like, oh, it's cold.
Neat.
I didn't expect that.
Hell is cold.
Hell is just full of surprises. All right, kids, put on your jackets.
He's in like cargo shorts and like Skechers.
He's got a Hawaiian shirt and like a fisherman's cap.
Yeah. It's like he has a camera.
It's like a bucket hat. That's the one that I'm thinking of.
Satan's like, no flash photography.
Heard you, big man. No problem.
But yeah,
that's a Rick and Morty bit waiting to happen.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
which has been fun stuff. What normally I'm just listening to like him talk to other comedians because that's just fun. But of course I stumbled across him talking about DMT and all that, and I'm like, oh, that I see like there's a lot of religious tie-ins with that. People like they take DMT and they're like, it's not a trip. It's like it's what you're seeing reality for the first time. And I'm like, that's really interesting.
That's crazy to think about.
It's like people. Pretty much we'll see like that, like beings with like an uncountable amount of eyes on them, and it's like, if heaven's real, maybe that's where it is. I'm like, that's a super weird way of thinking about it.
Yeah,
being like TMT is not that much of a drug. It's like a portal to a different dimension, or being able to see the fourth dimension that's like in front of us or whatever. I'm like, that's a crazy thought.
That is a crazy thought.
It's like, that would scare the shit out of me.
Yeah,
I'd be interested. That'd be one of those things where you're like, oh man, I want to try it. And then like the second you take it, you're like, oh fuck. Oh no. Yeah. Disclaimer, I have never done DMT before, and also take anything we say with a grain of salt.
I have. Kind of whack. I'm just kidding.
Kind of weak. Did 4 pounds of it. Not much. I haven't heard of anyone overdosing on DMT, but I feel like that would do it.
I haven't even heard about DMT until I heard about the meme of Joe Rogan talking about it. Yeah. I've never heard of it.
Our bodies produce it. I don't know, because we were playing Crawl, and I named my character DMT.
Yeah.
And that was even on it. That was before I started listening to some Joe Rogan stuff, and I was like, hey, this is a lot of fun. But our body. Oh,
it just changed tonight.
Yeah, our background just looped.
Oh yeah, we didn't mention what our background is today.
Our background is like this nice little space cabin, orbiting around Earth, and it's a nice view of Earth. It's got some pillows on it. Just type in space ambience, you'll know what we're talking about.
It looks very much not cozy, but I like to think that in that cabin it's very warm.
Yeah.
So it is very cozy because space is cold.
Yeah, space cold as hell. Like, damn, it's warm in here. Can I open up a window?
Heads explode.
You close it, you just go. That's definitely something where I would forget I'm in space. I'm trying really desperately to open a window from like sleepwalking.
You kill everybody.
It's just really odd.
It's like not hard at all. It's like super easy to open a window.
It's a slide. It's a slide window. It's just got like a little like click like lock on it.
little plastic like flippy thing.
Yeah.
That's it. There's no precautions for taking with making it any harder to open a window.
No precautions. There's a little lock on there.
Yeah, you're right. A little plastic lock.
That's almost worse. That's like, we thought about the precautions, but like, you'll be fine.
We're like, you know what? They're astronauts. They're the best we got. I'm sure they'll think about it.
We ran out of budget. We had to get just the window, the classic house model 1A.
Home Depot brand. Plastic locks in the windows.
Just put that shit right on there.
It's like a child lock.
Have you ever had dreams where you like bring it with you when you wake up?
What do you mean?
Like, other than someone yelling at you, wake up. Because I had a dream once when I was a little kid. That nice itch, dude.
Thanks. That really was satisfying.
Jayden itched the top of his head, not his asshole. In case you guys are worrying.
The top of my asshole, the crown of my asshole,
the crown, the peak, the crest, the crescent moon,
the crusty crest.
Oh,
Resume.
Oh,
what?
That hurt my stomach. What you just said.
What is a crusty crest?
Jesus Christ, we just had pizza. What's wrong with you?
I'm sorry, my bad.
It's okay.
Oh, my bad.
It's okay. You're allowed. But I had a dream once that I don't know. I was having some stress dream, I guess. But I woke up and I looked forward, and this is the weird part, is because I've had sleep paralysis before. This time I didn't have sleep paralysis because I was a little kid and I just had like some hallucination where it was a very classic interpretation of like the Grim Reaper. It's like just really tall, black robe, can't see his face, pretty much like what he looks like in Family Guy.
Yeah.
but as a little kid, seeing that, I was like, what the fuck? Why can I see that? And then I ran upstairs and into my room, and I walked back downstairs later on with everyone. I was like, what the fuck was that? I was like, what happened? The only reason I know that happened is because I talked to my cousins when I went up there, and I was like all freaked out and crying. They're like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, I don't know, dude. Because I'm like, I know what I saw, but that can't be right. And my brother had a Grim Reaper outfit, but I saw him in his room, and he was fast asleep. That's when he would sleep till like 3 p.m.
Same.
Yeah.
It's me now.
Yeah, except you go to bed really late.
I do.
He didn't play no video games.
Did you go to bed like 9 when you were 3?
Probably.
What the fuck?
Dude, that dude could sleep.
That's insane.
Let me tell you.
No,
You'd think he'd be like 90 feet tall. He's like a little bit taller than me, like an inch.
Yeah, I'm usually like going to bed at 4, waking up at 2 to 3.
Yeah.
Very unhealthy. Well, yeah, is it unhealthy though? I'm getting the sleep I need.
Yeah. As long as you get the vitamin D that you need, then I think you're probably fine.
That's true.
Which I'm getting like no vitamin D recently. I've been editing up a storm.
Yeah. Not a whole lot of us are getting the vitamin D that we need, because we've got to be inside to avoid.
Even pre-COVID, we weren't.
Yeah, that's true.
But now it's even worse because you're like, well, I mean, I can't go to this restaurant or whatever, so you won't get the vitamin D walking from your car to your car and then out of your car to the restaurant.
The only vitamin D I get is probably walking from my apartment to my car or my apartment to Target.
The only vitamin D I get is at 2 a.m. when I steal it from my neighbor's medicine cabinet.
Oh, I thought you, like steal it from your neighbor, like you suck it out of him.
That'd be
it's like rising up in the air.
They go, this doesn't hurt, but what are you doing?
Like a vampire, just sucking the vitamin D out of them.
Yeah, because if someone was just draining vitamin D out of you, you wouldn't. I mean, because like when you're vitamin deficient on something, you wouldn't feel it until like
you're deficient,
like a while.
Yeah, I mean,
like if you're dehydrated, apparently if you're thirsty, that means you're already dehydrated. So you're probably dehydrated well before, so you wouldn't feel, you know?
Yeah, so someone sucks the water out of you, like, fuck, I'm thirsty.
You're like, fuck, I'm thirsty. And then in like 20 minutes, you'd be like, oh, it hurts. Dude, icy.
There is nothing like doing some sort of physical activity and being super fucking thirsty and just like getting that cold ass water and drinking, and you can like feel it go down your esophagus.
You can feel it like pump, like oiling your muscles.
Yeah, and like you're drinking so much, like you're like running out of air.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
When
but it's like 3 a.m. and you're asleep at your parents' house. Son?
Boy! I'm down the hall.
With the shotgun.
Single mom. Boy!
Boy, you better get to sleep.
I get the same feeling when like I drink all night and then I wake up at 3 a.m. and pretty much like I'm like, oh, fuck, water. And
you drink like alcohol.
Yeah, I get my
I thought you just meant like you drink water all night and then I wake up and then I drink more water. Fuck, so good. Yeah,
so
I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't been hungover in forever because, I mean, I don't drink by myself.
Yeah. My friend, my roommate,
and COVID.
He explained to me what a hangover is, like, and why you get a headache when you get a hangover.
Tell me.
It's something, I'm gonna butcher this. But it was like the gist of it was like, obviously it has to do with water. So when your body is like processing the water, or processing the alcohol, it's taking water out of other areas of your body, including your brain. So it takes the water out of your brain a little bit, and your brain shrinks a little bit. And so when you wake up and you drink water because you're thirsty, your body's like rapidly expand, or like your brain is like getting back to its like regular size.
Bananas.
Yeah, and so it's pretty much from your brain having to shrink from loss of water and then reinflate from getting the water back.
That's crazy.
Why you get a headache, something like that. But yeah, he said that, and I was like, fuck, that makes me not want to drink ever again.
Yeah. You're like, wow, that sounds like that's like poison. Like, that's terrible for me.
Yeah.
When I know alcohol does something where when you know how alcohol makes you pee a lot?
Yes.
It's something.
You break the seal.
Yeah. Well, it's something similar to like when you go into ketosis, where like some enzyme in the alcohol or whatever, something happens in the body where it makes you pee out specifically like your electrolytes. Mm-hmm. So you get madly dehydrated. So when you don't have like electrolytes, you can get headaches or like have heart palpitations. That happens to me sometimes when I drink and then I go pee. I'm like, I just walked up the stairs. Why is my heart like fucking pounding? It's like absolutely just like dum, 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 dum. Or I woke up once and I was like, I had like a lot to drink the night before, and I woke up and I didn't have a headache, but I did have like the heart part of the hangover, and I was like, I'm trying to lay down and like sleep and like be what's the matter?
I was just looking at the audio.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
It's okay. I thought your eyes were wide, like, oh fuck, I'm not recording.
No, we're good.
But yeah, and I woke up and I was like, it's really hard to sleep with this fucking gunshots going off in my chest right now.
Yeah. Just really going.
Yeah. I have this supplement from when I was doing keto that's this drink that literally just has, because Gatorade has electrolytes, and by electrolytes they mean salt, which like everything has salt, but electrolytes are magnesium, potassium, calcium, and then sodium. So sodium's the easy one to get. That's just solid. You can put that on like
everything.
Yeah, you can get that from soda. You can get that from a lot.
Food.
Yeah. Magnesium and potassium are the ones that are hard to get. But I got this like powder thing that's for when you do keto, and it's just got all the electrolytes on there. Because if you do keto, you lose a lot of your electrolytes. You get all your ketones and whatever. And then you can start to feel like really sick. And so you need to replenish your electrolytes. And if you do that, then you feel pretty good. So I had that once after drinking some alcohol, and I was like, oh, my heart's pounding. I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to try that drink. I tried that, and I felt a lot better. Now I want to try that for a hangover, but I have no reason to get hungover.
True.
It's called Ketovex. It was pretty good.
I'm sorry it's not very easy for you to get drunk. That sucks.
It's just such a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I bet it sounds like it is. Because there's definitely nights where I'm like, I get home, I'm like, I'm just gonna, like, I have work to do, like, I gotta edit something, or I gotta mix or juice something, so I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna make a cocktail and do it. I'll just like drink it and be like a little tipsy, and then just keep going, make another cocktail.
Yeah, no.
Not a reality for me.
I just go, this tastes good. Have a couple more, and I go, it tastes pretty good, and my stomach hurts.
Yeah. My tolerance is growing. My tolerance is growing a lot, because I used to be able to have like a beer and be tipsy. A singular beer and be tipsy, or like have like a singular cocktail and be like, I gotta stop. But now I can do like 3 and be like, oh, I feel a little tipsy after like my 3rd one.
A beer sounds like a Hindu name or something like that.
A beer.
This is my
a beer. Come here.
A beer. You can't say your name in class, so we're gonna call you something else.
Dude, my kid's gonna have some whack ass name.
He's going to be named like Colin.
Zabumafu.
Zabumafu
is my
R.I.P. that little lemur. He died many years ago, I believe.
Rip Zabumafu.
It was like recently, like in the past like 7 years, but nonetheless, I remember taking a hit. I would be like, oh. I was like, it's like, what? This one hurts. Zabumafu dying. That one hurts.
I know Zabumafu is a lemur, but when I said Zabumafu, I pictured lamb chop in my head. For some reason.
Oh,
little lamb chop.
Stupid little thing. Because this is the song that never ends. Because it goes on and on, my friends. Do you know that? Did you ever watch Lamb Chop?
No, but I know that song.
Okay.
Yeah. The only exposure I have of Lamb Chop is did you ever watch The Nanny? It was a really cheesy sitcom. Fran Drescher. Yeah. Yeah. She was really into Lamb Chop.
Really?
Her character, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I remember watching it once as a little kid and being like, this is really fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Being like, oh, George Lopez just ended and now this show's on.
I could never do nothing.
What?
I said I can never do nothing. That's what
Is that what George says?
That's what he says.
I don't remember that at all. The only thing I remember from that show, well, I mean, I remember the characters, but I remember his mom was always like a big meanie all the time, but they did an episode once, where they made fun of her at work, and then she got all butthurt, and he was like, what the hell, you make fun of me all the time? And I was like, dude, this is so freaking real when it comes to like Mexican families.
Yeah, it is.
It's like, dude, you tease each other all the time, and then all of a sudden you like tease one of the purple, and they get all butthurt, and you're like, excuse me? It's like, why do you decide to get all sentido on me? I think that's how you say sensitive in Spanish.
Sentido.
That might be a slang word. My mom told me that one once. Sentido. Why'd you do that? Turned to a little chameleon. Who are some celebrities that if they died you'd be like, oh, I need time to mourn?
Dave Grohl, for sure.
Yeah.
I think about it often the day that I'm gonna wake up and it's gonna be like Dave Grohl dead at whatever age. Like fuck, fuck,
damn it, bro.
Him.
Then you're gonna get in front of a camera and play a really slow acoustic version, being like, "Why'd you have to go and let it die?" Nice. That's what I would do. Cause that's my favorite song by them.
Esoteric Foo Fighters song.
It's like, is it really? Mm-hmm. I don't know too much. I don't, I don't follow them all too much, but I remember my mom went into a Stater Brothers and then that song came on in the radio. She's like, I'm going to leave you in here and hope that someone takes you away and kills you.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, I'll defend myself. But she left me the key so I can listen to the radio, and that song came on. And she was gone for like just so that whole song could finish. And I was like, God, this is good. I like this. And then like years later, because I was in like second grade at the time, and then years later when Spotify came out, I was like, I remember that song. And then I looked it up and added it, and I was like, hell yeah. The song still goes hard. Yeah. It wasn't one of those things where I listened to it as a little kid and then I got older and my taste matured too much where I was like, oh, this fucking blows.
Yeah, I don't really. Foo Fighters is a band that was very pivotal in my like development and like listening to music. But nowadays, like they come out with stuff and I just don't dig it. Yeah. And even when I listen to like their older stuff that I was into, it's just I just listened to it because I was into it.
No, there's definitely bands that do that where like they affect you at like a certain time. Yeah. And it's like they come out with stuff and you're like, I'm not that into it, but like they'll always be like a staple of like an influence. Yeah. Because like that's for me, Mumford & Sons and Muse is like, now I play like metal and stuff. So like Mumford & Sons, like where does that come in? Yeah. But no, they taught me a lot about harmonies and stuff, and I loved his phrasing in a lot of his lyrics, because some of them they would just like hit like so poetically where I'm just like, that was fucking beautiful, dude. Yeah. Yeah. And the Muse, that's another one. I didn't listen to their last album at all. It was like the synthy looking one. Did you listen to that one?
I think I did once all the way through. I didn't like anything on it.
That sucks. I liked Drones though.
I did too.
Yeah.
That album slapped.
That album. Yeah, that album kicks ass. Yeah. But I didn't care too much for the last thing that Mumford released. And I was like, you know what? Those first two albums, hot as hell. That third album, also pretty good, but like,
I honestly, I like the, is the third one the one with the
Wilder Mind with Believe?
Yeah, I like that record.
I do too. I didn't like it as much as the first two, but when I first heard it, I was like, uh-oh. But no, like their composition is still there and stuff, but I could see it was a steady slope. It was like they did good, then they went up, then they went like a little down, and then they released something else, and I was like, this doesn't do anything for me. It sounds like church music.
Yeah. R.I.P. Speaking of music, ML is a great segue into the other thing I wanted to talk about. I was listening to Corey Wong. He has a podcast. I don't know if I told you about
Jim Carrey. I would be sad if he died. Go on.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry.
It's okay.
But Corey Wong has a podcast where he interviews musicians. Yeah. And I think I told you about it.
Yeah.
Because I told you. Yeah. There's one where he interviews John Petrucci from Dream Theater. Dream Theater.
That dude's insane.
He is. He's really good.
Yeah, yeah, really good.
Yeah. But one of the things Corey asked him was like, he was asking John, he's like, so, because John's kind of like, he's not old, but he's like older. He's like in his 50s, I think.
Oh, that sounds right.
But
he's still rocking like that old like rock star like long black hair thing.
Yeah. But Corey was like, as someone who has had so much success with Dream Theater and is like pretty much set as far as like legacy and like music goes, and probably he didn't say it, but like probably money.
Yeah.
He was like, but you're still making like new records because he just came out with.
You're still making dumb shit. Why are you
still
doing
making
that?
dumb shit? Well, pretty much. It was like what drives you to keep making music? Like, why are you still making music? And he was like, his answer was so like blunt, but it so like stuck with me. He was like I just gotta make stuff. He's like, I just have to create. He's like, I can't explain it.
That's a personality thing for sure. It's like some people have that. Like,
he was saying it, and he was like, yeah, there's no way to explain it. It's like art. It's like sometimes some artists just like have to create. That's what they do.
Yeah.
So,
like, I don't feel like I always have to create. Like, I could definitely see like getting successful, doing like what I want to do for a bit, and being like, cool, I did it. Now I've got to do the mental thing of like patting myself on the back and taking a little break. But like, I feel like writing down an idea or something like that would never leave.
Yeah.
Because even when I was at work, like when work was open and I was washing dishes, and it would be loud as frick back there. It's like my music playing, or even if it wasn't, it's this giant ass like river going with a big old industrial machine going, people cooking and everything. And even then, it would just be like, I would get an idea and be like, hey, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick.
Yeah.
And I'd go on my phone and I'd be like,
yeah,
and sing it into my phone or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like that never leaves.
Yeah.
That happens all the time. And I would love to have my own like little recording like room in my house or something, or just whatever, some form of a setup, have enough space to, because like I'll wake up sometimes and I'll have a song stuck in my head and I'm singing it and I'm like, this song doesn't fucking exist. I was like I definitely just dreamed that song up. But like, you know, if it's like 6 a.m. and everyone's like asleep, then it's like I have to respect that and just let that song die, and that hurts me. That hurts my feelings.
Yeah.
I go, cool, glad you guys got your 8 hours of sleep.
But I almost made the next Bohemian Rhapsody, so
I was like, you know, that song was gonna slap. It was weird because it was like, hold on, I'm too backed in a corner. Give me a sec. It was the singer of like the voice that I was hearing. It was the singer of the band Billy Talent.
Okay.
And I
Roseanne. And I remember like the feeling it gave me, but I can't remember how it sounded. And it was really good. It was like some Incubus-y guitar, but it wasn't. Their voices are similar. The guy from Billy Talent and Incubus.
Don't you ever say that ever again.
They are.
I'm just kidding. I see the resemblance, but I don't think Brandon Boyd is as annoying as the singer from Billy Talent.
No, that's the difference that I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm squeaking against this wall here. Let me scoot forward. I'm sorry, Evan. I know you've been on a huge Billy Talent kick. That's just the way it is, you know. If you're listening, if you're not, you don't support me.
I love the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Anthony Kiedis is annoying. That's okay.
He doesn't have a good voice, but his voice suits for what they do.
Yeah, I wouldn't want anybody else in the band
right
to replace him. But
like if they had Freddie Mercury as their singer, that's the Red Hot Chili Peppers don't exist. And if you're Alex, you go, good, fine.
Yeah.
but there's so many people who love that band.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is like that I got comfortable with like my voice, is that not like there's so many bands that don't have like good singers. It's about doing what your voice can do instead of trying to like copy someone else. Because like Matt Corby is one of my favorite vocalists. That dude goes fucking off. But like listening to not Coheed and Cambria, that's not the vocalist that I wanted to think of. What's the Dead Kennedys? That singer, when I was listening to what's that song called?
Holiday in Cambodia.
Cambodia. That's why it's Coheed and Cambria.
Holiday in Cambria.
Holiday with Coheed and Cambria. It's just the whole band laying out in lawn chairs, but they're still on like full black. he has like a really weird voice. It's not like if he was in like a choir, it wouldn't, it wouldn't really work.
Yeah.
He's got, so you've been to school for a year or two.
Yeah.
But his voice rocks in that song because he does what he does with it. And that's what's important.
In pop music, not as in like just pop, but like music that's not classical or jazz, just like just straight up commercial pop music, it matters more that you have a unique voice than it does a good voice.
Yeah.
Because
look at Shakira.
Yeah. Because I always think back to
shouldn't be a role model if you're trying to be a good vocalist, but she's successful. That's worth something.
It's true. Because I'm thinking back to like Broadway. In Broadway, everybody's kind of encouraged to have the same voice, like the Broadway voice. Which, like, if you think back to like every musical, like the audio, there's one female voice and one male voice that everybody's expected to emulate. It's really discouraged to have like your own unique voice.
It's kind of strange, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it makes sense because you're supposed your job isn't to be yourself. It's to be other people.
Yeah.
It's to play other characters. So if you're making your own music, you're encouraged to be yourself. People want to see that you're being yourself and you're doing your thing well.
Yeah.
So
I love that. That's what I think is so cool about music.
Yeah.
It's like what I was asking myself this question the other day in the shower, which is like an impossible question, is like if I had to choose between, because like we do Simple Crowd because I love making people laugh, and I know you do too. You make me laugh all the time, and that feels fucking good. I love laughing. But also like being able to make someone like cry with music, that's a really satisfying feeling. Like someone came up to me at work once being like, hey, listen to this song, whatever, and it made me cry. And I was like, dude, I could retire right now.
That's it. I did it. I made it. I'm done.
It's like, I was like, I wasn't even that proud of that. And you were like, you told me you cried. Like, I'm done, dude. That's all I needed. But laughing, I don't know. Because like a well-placed joke can like save your fucking day,
Yeah.
Because like, say you like get out of bed in the morning and you accidentally like hit your wife or something. I don't mean like you get up and you just pop her. Like, wham! Wham! It was an accident. Go back to bed. I mean like say you wake up and you like bump her or something, and like since she just woke up, she's not. Maybe she could have been more patient, and she's like, oh, what the gives you a little bit of lip. Now you started off on the wrong foot. You drive to work and then someone cuts you off and you're like, God, what the fuck? Someone does their turn signal with no light or whatever, and then like you just have a shitty day at work. You come back home and then you get into an argument with your wife, and it's like a terrible day, and you're like, well, shit, that sucked. That was a terrible bad day. But like someone at work could tell you like a well-placed joke, and that just like saves your day.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, you know what? I'm having a good time now. You carry that positivity with you. That's really important.
Yeah.
Making people like, cause like I've definitely had days where I'm just like in my own head or something, and someone will give me like one like positive like little thing, be like, hey, you're looking good today, dude. And I'm like, yeah, I am looking good today. And all of a sudden that day's my bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think comedy is very important.
Comedy is very important.
Yeah.
It's oftentimes the only thing that can get people through the shitty times. So.
And then there's those some times where those days are just too bad, and you listen to a sad song and like that's just what you needed. You just needed to let it out and cry.
It's true.
And you're like, hey, that was really fucking important too.
Yeah.
One's just more artsy, I guess, so I think it's held in a higher regard, but I feel like they're both equally important.
Yeah, I agree.
This is Sad Boy Hour with Jayden and Matthias.
What was the choice in your head of like if you had to choose?
Oh, if
one
I had
to
choose like between
okay, like doing one for like one permanently.
Yeah,
like music or
it was just like if like say I became like, because I remember as a kid, like the things that I wanted to do were I knew I always wanted to be on stage somehow. I was like, I want to be an actor. I want to be a stand-up comedian. I want to play music, or I want to be a fighter. I'm obviously not a fighter. Yeah, I know how to fight, but like, I don't know. I've seen Cauliflower Ear, and that's enough to make me not want to do it. I'd like to still like when gyms open up and stuff. I'd like to do jiu-jitsu and boxing.
I'm gonna do.
I know that you're going to, and that makes me excited to want to do it because dude, it's such a good workout.
Yeah, I bet.
And it's really good for your brain too. It's good bonding. Like,
and just beating the crap out of another man.
It really like we talked about that in Crawl like a little bit, but dude, that is great bonding. Like you don't know another dude, and then you go and you fight him, and it's like you're trying to get in his head to see where he's looking and all that stuff, and then like you finish and you're like, why do I just respect you now? It's like I just felt how hard it would be to try and kill you, and now I respect you all of a sudden.
That's exactly what my cats are like.
You pin them down and you put your hand on their head, and they're like, yeah, real shit, dude, real shit. And they go,
start making out.
Stop!
Hey, stop! Enough!
Don't
spray them with water. Like kicking the hey, bring it up.
Are they both boy and girl?
No,
are they both boys and girls?
They're both. What's it called? I don't know.
Cloacal gender.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just kidding. They're both girls.
That's hot.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
A little puss on puss action.
God
but
damn
anyways,
it.
as a kid, I remembered that, and it was like a long string of thoughts of being like, but yeah, as a kid, I wanted to be either actor, fighter, or something related to movies, fighter, comedian, or musician. Now I still want to do all those except fighting. I don't want to professionally fight.
Yeah.
I just want to casually fight. But then, yeah, I had some long shower thought where I was like, what if I had to choose one of them? And I'm like, dude, I couldn't choose between comedy or music. It's like, that's so hard.
Yeah.
It's like, I'd like to have a serious persona on stage, but I'd also be down with having a very funny persona on stage. It's like, I don't know. Either one, it depends on the day, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like Maynard from Tool. Sometimes he goes out like in just his underwear and he's talking, and he'll just like talk to the crowd about something. And it's really funny. Or they're Tool. So it's like, you know, consciousness and all that cool shit. And you're just like, hell yeah, bro. You made me laugh, and now you're making me think about like how my soul works. Yeah. And I like that.
I was another Corey Wong podcast I was listening to. He was talking to Jacob Collier, and he was saying Jacob Collier was saying, or Corey said something along the lines of like, how do you being a musician, you feel like you always have to go on stage and put on like a persona to like put on a good show and like be exciting and be like, what's up guys, like and kind of like get the party going.
You fucking idiots.
Someone's like dragging you off. Hey,
idiots. Man, Jacob was angry today.
Yeah, well
it's Jacob Collier.
Jacob was saying how like usually he's a pretty joyful guy. There's days where he's like upset or like pissed or sad.
Yeah.
And he'll kind of, instead of like having to feel like he has to suppress that, and when he goes on stage, because if people are gonna go see a Jacob Collier show, they pay money. They're expecting to see like him be all over the place and be fun and be whatever, be zany. But he was saying that like he stopped doing that a long time ago, and whatever like headspace he's in that day, he takes onto the stage.
Dude, I feel like that's what you should do. I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, that's easier if you're a one-man show, because you can be like, you know what, that more upbeat song that I play that's like all happy and whatever, maybe I just won't play that one, or I'll play that one very differently. Yeah. If you're a band, it's like you all got to be in the same direction, so you kind of got to decide ahead of time. You know, comedian, same thing. Is if you're a solo act, you can sell it easier or whatever. Yeah. But I think that's super important. Yeah. Like, get into what. That's hard, because like an audience, like if they go to like a comedy show, it's like the whole Bo Burnham thing where he talks about, and when he does his whole Chipotle bit,
I shouldn't have put the letters if I knew it wouldn't fit.
And he's like, I've got a lot of anxiety or whatever he's talking about. Yeah. That, and then he's like, but that's not what you paid for. And then he goes back to singing the
Chipotle bit,
and then everyone starts cheering. Yeah. And I remember being like, do they not get it? I'd be like, did they not realize what he just fucking said? I don't know. It was that's a good thing to is that one What's Up? No. It's not called What's Up. What's it called?
The podcast?
Make Happy.
Oh, yeah.
Make Happy?
Yeah. And then his first one's What?
Yeah, what? Not period. What's Up. That's
what's
freaking
up?
Hey. That song's called What's Up.
No, that's WhatsApp.
What's going on?
That's pretty much Jacob was saying, because he felt like he owed the audience a certain, because they're paying for experience he wanted to provide, but he was like, he didn't feel comfortable being ingenuine at any point.
I think
of the show.
There's definitely things to be said about both.
Yeah, because he was saying that he wanted like people to like walk away from a show and be like, man, that show tonight was Jacob. Like whatever headspace he was in.
Yeah.
So and he said it reflects, like, depending on his headspace, it reflects, like you said, how he plays a song, or like what songs he chooses to play, what songs he chooses to leave out.
Exactly.
So,
That'd be much easier on a one-man show.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, because he's a one-man show, and then he usually has session musicians, but I'm sure they're good enough where they're gonna take whatever vibe he's putting out, and translate it.
Otherwise, you wouldn't hire them.
Exactly. If you're a session musician for Jacob Collier, you're probably one of the best.
You're doing pretty good. Good job. Dude's got some weird timings.
He's got weird everything.
I'm more of a fan of weird timing than weird
harmony.
Yeah, but I'd still like love dissonant notes and whatever. Like, I hate that this song became a meme because it's so unironically good. Hide and Seek by Imogen Heap.
Yeah.
Or Imogene, some people say.
It's because
I used to say Emojin, but apparently that's not wrong. Or apparently that's not right.
It's because of the SNL skit.
I know, and it became a meme because of that. But that song is so fucking good.
Yeah, it is.
The what the hell? For anyone who doesn't know what song we're talking, going on.
Yeah.
That's the song where I just keep interrupting myself singing it. What you say? That was so flat.
Promise you no one's gonna crucify you.
I am. I don't give a fuck what they think, Jade. I'm all in my own head here. But yeah, like the chords she does in that song, because I'm pretty sure she plays it on like a little vocoder thing, is nuts.
Yeah.
Those dissonant chords, like they hit differently. You're just like, ooh, I feel that one in my stomach.
Yeah.
Like music has like a physical thing, because like Adam Jones from Tool, when he plays, like, and his tone is just so gnarly, I feel like there's like electricity on like the edges of my molars, and I think I've told that to you before, right? Yeah, it's like puts my teeth on edge. It's like yeah. I just want to go like it's a good sound of. I hope no one has whatever phobia that would be if you hate that sound of teeth. Yeah,
clattering like pots.
Yeah.
That's how I feel a lot about I'm the opposite. I like harmony more than I do weird rhythms. So that's how I feel about how like songs that just have like they're just going a direction, and they're like just unexpected chord, or like wacky chord with lots of like weird extensions. Like and it's just like I like when I'm caught off guard that way. Because like there's tons of times where I'll be like, we used to, or when I was going to college, we had to sit in and watch the jazz players play.
Your mom goes to college.
She never did, actually. She never went to college.
No, she never did. She's doing just fine.
Yeah, actually, no, she did go to college. She recently went to college again, but I don't know if I should call her about that. I should ask her. Anyways, so we'd have to watch I was a commercial kid, so I played like regular
you were
pop
on
music.
Like Depends commercials, and like Target commercials.
I made jingles essentially for when I was in college, but
I was saying commercials and like on TV kind of thing.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I was saying I made commercials, like jingles for commercials.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No,
so what did you actually do now that we thoroughly confused the audience?
I just did like regular just rock, pop, funk music, like everyday music. That's what commercial music is in terms of like
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Audience member who thought he caught on.
He's like, what
back
the
off
fuck
again.
is going on? No,
hey, you're gullible. It's okay. We're gonna lie to you sometimes, though.
I'm gonna clear it up. So, in the eyes of higher education, the Lord, higher education music, you can either study jazz, classical, or commercial, which is everything else that's not classical or jazz. So I did that, but I have to still watch the jazz players play. And there was like, that's a big reason why I love jazz now, because like watching them all interact and them all play together, and like, cause jazz has the ability of like, once you kind of learn more about it, you know where things are going, and you know, like you know roundabout what's kind of coming next. And then, but a big thing about jazz is to kind of like get you off the trail and like just play this wacky ass chord in substitution for this chord that's normally there, especially because like a lot of jazz standards are standardized. So like one song like Fly Me to the Moon, the chords are like set of like, if you're going to play that tune, these are the chords that you play. But a whole big thing of jazz is like you don't have to play that chord. You can play whatever other chords you want You can substitute stuff. You can play different melody. You can do it's all up in the air.
Yeah.
So that's a big reason of why I love harmony in general.
It's like so fluid that it's intensely structured almost.
Yeah.
It's like it moves around so much freely that it ends up being kind of intense architecture. And you can either like that or dislike that.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, this is a bit much for me. Or be like, I don't think that sounds good. Or you'd be like, yo, everything that's going on here, there's something here that I'm feeling, and that's fucking cool.
Yeah. I used to not like jazz at all until I heard a YouTuber say that jazz is a hard genre to like until you get unless you speak some of the language.
That's fair.
And I had to learn a lot of the language for college. So I had to learn basic chord structure. I had to learn what chords go to what in classical music. And then once I learned that, because jazz is like fun classical music.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Well, there's a lot of music that's like music for musicians.
Yeah.
And a lot of jazz can be that, which is like, that's fine because, whoever, if you like that, then that's all that matters is that you found something you like and that's unique and that's dope. Yeah. But like for maybe an average listener, be like, it just sounds kind of random. Yeah. I do like some. It's very rare. Like most of the time, jazz, I'm like I these people are all talented and they're doing something crazy, but for me, it doesn't sound good. But I saw this one video, and it's of like this jazz background playing, and this person has their hedgehog solo over it. Mm-hmm. And they do that by just having him walk across the piano, and it works perfectly because he's not hitting anything in any key. He's hitting some black keys, some of the other ones, the white keys, and it works perfectly. And I'm like, that's so fucking. It's just random. Yeah. But like sometimes that works, and I guess there's something beautiful in that, or you don't like it, which is fine.
Yeah. a lot of jazz is about intention. Yeah. You can play. The answer, because when I was first learning jazz, I was really focused on like I have a chord progression, like, hey, what can I play over this chord progression? And I asked the teacher once, I was like, I don't understand what notes I can play over a chord progression. And then he played the chords in his left hand. He was playing piano. He's playing the chords in his left hand, and then he just played like the super sick riff in his right hand. And I was like, what notes did you play? And he was like, I played all of them. He's like, you can play whatever you want. You just gotta use your ear and like pick what sounds good to you. I was like, fuck, it's not the answer I wanted, but it's the answer I needed.
But I guess that's the answer I needed.
Yeah. So yeah. I appreciate. I mean, I by no means do I want to play straight ahead jazz as like my thing.
I think implementing jazz elements is like the way to go. Like throwing in a chord every now and then that completely like throws someone off, or like just like beelining in the song. Obviously it could be interpreted as inappropriate in the song. You're just like, that didn't work there at all, which is how a lot of post-hardcore does that. They'll go from like this like heavy metal to like super calm, but it like doesn't work because it's like, I don't know, just doesn't for whatever reason. But there's a lot of cases where they pull off something like that and you're like, yeah, like that's a good, like there's a Korn song. Which one am I thinking? Falling Away From Me, where like, it's really heavy and like tritone the whole time, and then there's this one little breakdown, whatever you want to call it, little hook in the middle, or no, towards the end, that's like suddenly got all like these really pretty chords, and instead of being like the doo 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 doo, he does like that thing where you bring in like that major third or whatever. And he has like these pretty harmonies. It's like, where the fuck did this come from? It's like, that was so pretty. Yeah. I love shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a huge proponent for, even though you have the genre that you most enjoy making, like for me, it's in general, it's either alt rock or indie pop. I kind of bounce between the two. I like them both a lot. I'm a huge proponent for just taking a look at as many other genres as you can and thinking of like, what do I like about this genre? What can I take from that genre? Yeah. Because there's a bunch of stuff from jazz. Like I love jazz harmony. It's my favorite part about jazz. So I implement that a lot in my music. And there's other genres like, I don't know. I can do like samba. I love samba rhythms. Okay. So if I learned more about it, I'd be able to implement it more in my music. I was talking to Tristan because Tristan said he felt like he was kind of plateauing in like his drumming ability. And I was telling him, I was like, dude, like when I felt like I was plateauing as a musician, the only thing that helped was when I like set out to play other genres.
Yeah,
because it's like it's such a humbling experience going from like rock and playing something completely out of your element, because you're not even flat on your face. You have no idea what you're doing. You thought you were a good musician. You're like, oh shit, like I suck, but you don't. But you feel like you do.
Oh yeah, because I mean, yeah, you're still good because you still have stuff, but like not having the feeling of like impressing yourself is like, yeah, I get that. Like I went from, I don't know if you could even pinpoint the year or when it happened, but like I went from playing my acoustic guitar, playing like Mumford and Sons type stuff, maybe some like Christian songs, some like campfire songs, and then I was like, I want an electric guitar and I want to play metal and I want to play hard rock and I want to get some weird time signatures in there. Well, actually, I didn't want to play weird time signatures. I wrote things in weird time signatures, and then I was like, "Hey, Evan, try and play this, or make something, play along with, play with me, dude." and he'd be like, "What the fuck is going on?" And I'd be like, "What do you mean? It's just a line," because I didn't know.
Yeah.
So I missed that part of somehow doing music from 6th grade to 9th grade. I didn't learn about time signatures because they never talked about anything other than 4/4. So then when I made something at 7/8, I didn't know what was happening. But I think the reason I like odd time signatures is because of the dying, what's it called? The huge craving to be unique. And it's like, well, how do I make a melody that's catchy that hasn't been done before? And then it's like, oh, I'll just stop an 8th note early and then repeat it. And that ends up coming up with these really cool rhythms that I've never heard before. Yeah. And I'm like, hey, this is catchy. It's like, there are songs that are in weird time signatures. It's rare, but they're catchy. And if they're catchy enough, then the person listening to them doesn't go, what the hell, this is weird sounding. Yeah. Because it's catchy.
It just sounds normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like dum. It's like you never think about that if you're just a casual listener. And if you're a musician, you go, oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
That's in 7.
Yeah.
But like I grew up listening to a lot of System of a Down, and they had some weird time signatures, which I never realized till like honestly like a couple months ago. I was like, hey, that's in 9/16.
Yeah.
And there's this song called Streamline. Yo, if anyone wants a song to listen to, check out Streamline. I have this friend Katie. You met her. She did Ghost Quartet. She was the piano player. I love sending her weird songs that she probably wouldn't listen to, because she's very like jazzy and whatever else she listens to. And so but she appreciates like all music.
Yeah.
But you can appreciate all music, but you won't like go delving like like I won't just forgot to breathe for a little bit. I won't just delve into like jazz unless someone like sends me something, or if it's on like fucking Superliminal and it ends up being in the game and I'm like, oh fuck, this rocks.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'll send her stuff. So I send her the song Streamline. That song kicks ass by System of a Down. It starts out in 5/8 and then it does a bar of 6/8 like every 10 measures. It's like boom doom 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 doom. And I was like, I never realized that as a kid, because you're just listening to it, you're like, this fucking rocks.
Yeah.
But you never count it. So I think weird time signatures are A-okay. That's my stamp of approval on 5/8, on 21/8, on 13/4. Give me one, Jayden.
7/8.
That's a classic. That's a classic weird one.
It's not that weird.
No, I mean it's weird to listen to, but that's a classic weird.
1/72. That's super weird.
That doesn't exist.
It doesn't.
You can't have a 70-second note, and if you can, I don't want that song to exist.
I like songs that are There's a song Jacob Collier has that it sounds like it's just 4/4. It's slow. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, but the way he subdivides it is it's in 5. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. So like,
oh, so it's like 4 measures of 5.
Yes.
But like that's cool.
Like subdivided in 5. So like because
like quintuplets.
Yeah, quintuplets.
Like slow quintuplets.
Yeah, and there's stuff like swing percentages. Because you know what you know what swing is, right? Like when something swings, like what it is.
Yeah, how would you describe it though?
It's
I would just say it's like not exactly hitting on the same one every time.
It's going like.
So you mean snake jazz? Did you
But,
ever watch that episode of Rick and Morty?
No.
Oh, it's so good. We'll go back to what you said, but they run into this snake planet with this. They're just humans, but it's just snake people instead. But they're just snakes. They're not even snake people, but they're their own snake little civilization. And when Rick and Morty are near it in their space car, they're like, "Wow, let's see what's on the radio," and it's literally just that with rattles, and Rick's like, "Oh, snake jazz," and he's like, "Neat." So dumb.
It's really funny.
But he has a song, quintuplets, whatever.
So swing is just like if it's
swing.
If you're feeling eighth, like there's a difference between swung eighth notes and straight eighth notes. So straight eighth, yeah, that's like 1 and 2 and 3 and. But if you swing, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and so it's like,
oh, okay.
So you're pushing the eighth note over. That's 1 and 2 and 3, but you're pushing it over a very precise amount. You're pushing it over so that you're subdividing in 3. It's like 1 2 3 2 2 3 3 2 3 4 2 3, but you're just hitting the last count. So like it's like 1 2 3. So 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a, but you're hitting like 1 3. So it's like 1. So hey, I'm trying to. So like it's subdivided in triplets, but you're not hitting the second one. You're hitting only the first and the third one. It's like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So it's like that, like da 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 da. So that's the way that throughout history triplets have worked, but there's different ways to do it. Like you like a quintuplet swing. So you're subdividing it into 5, but you're hitting the last quintuplet, and so it sounds like ta 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 because it's a smaller a smaller increment. So it's like it has to do with like swing percentages. It's like regular triplet swing is like 66%. Quintuplet swing is like something like 90% or something like that. It's like there's like, so Jacob Collier does a lot of like different shit like that. Like really, it feels like it just feels like so disorienting. It's like ta ka ta ka.
That's cool.
So it's wicked. All that stuff is super kooky and weird.
That's wicked, bruh.
Yeah. So Jacob Collier's insane.
Yeah,
basically is what I'm saying.
He's got a nice voice. He's got like a sweet berry. Blue shadows on the banks. Yeah, it's from a movie called Three Amigos with Steve Martin and 2 other guys whose names
are also Steve Martin.
Yeah, Steve Martin, and Steve Martin.
This summer, 3 Steves.
Dude, there was a lot of movies like that, like Austin Powers. It was like featuring Mike Myers, and Mike Myers. Because like in Goldmember, Mike Myers played Austin Power. Mike Myers plays Dr. Evil, and then Mike Myers plays Goldmember. He's everyone.
That's got to be so exhausting to film.
That's either that or it's got to feel like empowering. Because it's like, dude, I'm on this bill so many times. It's like, fuck yeah, I'm hyped to play all these characters. Or it's just like, oh, dude, I'm so fucking tired. I was just in Dr. Evil mode for 10 hours. Now I got to go back to being Goldmember.
I hope he's making 3 times the money. Like
probably
3 times. That'd be cool.
I don't know. I'm not a Hollywood elite.
Speaking about Hollywood elite, I recently looked up and learned about River Phoenix.
That sounds so familiar. Who is that?
Joaquin Phoenix.
Child?
Little brother. Dead little brother.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Died when he was... The story is crazy. I had no idea because I knew the name. I never knew the story. I was trying to fall asleep one night. It was like 3 a.m. and I read the whole fucking story, and it's crazy. Jeez. The shit that. So River Phoenix was a really talented and really like esteemed actor in the early 90s.
Okay.
He was like the James Dean of the 90s, essentially.
Okay.
So
I was gonna say, wasn't James Dean
sorry,
in the 90s, but he was not.
Not Joaquin Phoenix's younger, Joaquin Phoenix's older brother.
That makes sense. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Technically.
Well, yeah.
Just whatever. Go on.
You know what I mean. But
just actually.
So River was a really well-known actor. Everyone loved him. He died the day before Halloween from a drug overdose.
Jeez.
And he got the drugs from John Frusciante of Red Hot Chili Peppers. And he died at a club called the Viper Room, which is partially owned by Johnny Depp, who was there. And so was John Frusciante, and so was Flea. All these people were there when River died. And it was like a super crazy sort of like he didn't really want to go, but John Frusciante was like, "No, man, just come through. Like let's go hang out at the Viper Room."
That guilt must just be like crushing, dude.
So he gets to the Viper Room, and
John doesn't give a fuck, dude.
Fuck John. John's like, "Fuck River."
John's like, "It's not my fault."
I'd do it again if I could.
Oh my god.
Walking your next.
Oh my god, relax, dude. So I'm sure John felt terrible, yeah.
Yes, he did. He was very afraid. That was a joke. It was a bit.
A bit.
The heat of the moment. Anyways.
The heat of the moment, because we got the heater on in here. It's about 98 degrees. That's not true.
So River gets to the Viper Room, and he's hanging out with his girlfriend, and his girlfriend's another actress. I don't know her. I think it's like Matthews is her last name. Like Samantha Matthews. I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
But he didn't really want to be there in the first place, and then John Frusciante gave him like a cap full of something and was like River, drink this, you'll feel amazing. And he drank it.
Cheeseburger.
He drank it, and then I think according to the girlfriend, he just instantly felt like shit, and he was like throwing up, and he wanted to leave. And so I think he was there. He was supposed, because he played guitar too. He was supposed to play with John and
Flea
and Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp plays guitar.
Yeah,
he plays a song with Mumford.
Does he?
Not with Mumford and Sons, with Marcus Mumford, the lead singer, because they did a thing called Basement Tapes, and Johnny Depp was on that. Kansas City. Johnny Depp plays guitar in that. It's pretty good. It's a really good song.
I heard he's really good. But so River was like, I think River stepped outside and he like fell over and started convulsing.
That sucks, dude.
And
that's so scary.
Yeah, and his girlfriend's like freaking out, and like I guess like word traveled through the club all the way to the stage, and Flea like jumped off and like went out to go see like River, and like the ambulance came, and John was like scared shitless because like, oh my god, I killed River Phoenix, and that's like River's like his friend too.
Yeah.
So Flea rode up with River to the hospital, and he's pronounced dead. This whole big thing. And Johnny Depp, I think John Frusciante locked himself away in the mansion where Red Hot Chili Peppers recorded Blood, Sex, Sugar Magic. I think that's the record.
I don't know.
It was one of the records that was really big.
I gave Jayden a big old shrug, just like, I don't know anything about the Chili Peppers, dude.
But John locked himself in that mansion, and Johnny Depp had to come to the mansion to be like, yo, like no one, because John was like, holy shit, I'm gonna go to jail. He was super guilty. And Johnny Depp had to be like, yo, like no one's going to jail, like relax, and like had to diffuse the whole situation. But of course, like River Phoenix's whole family is like blaming, like being super pissed at John, and
that's so rough because it's like so you just lost someone, so it's like you want to blame someone, but it's so unfair to blame that person. I mean, you have the right to be angry, but it's like, dude, their guilt is enough punishment. It's like they don't need the added on freaking you. Yeah. But of course, that's coming from the sideline, because I would, if someone drugged like my brother or something and then got him killed, I'd be pretty mad. I'd probably let them know, even though I know that they probably know.
Yeah, and John was 23 too.
That sucks.
So to accidentally kill someone.
I'm older than he was when he accidentally killed someone.
Yeah.
Better than Matthew Broderick.
I don't know.
He didn't intentionally kill someone, but he killed like a family.
My God.
In some, I think he went to London or something, or he went to somewhere. He went to a different country, not the U.S., and he got in a car accident driving on the wrong side of the road, and he killed like this dude's family.
Oh, I think I remember hearing about that somewhere.
It's so nasty. And the guy just like wanted to talk to him afterwards. He didn't press charges or anything like that. And then Matthew never met up with him. He's like, they've never talked to this day. The video I was watching is like, Matthew Broderick has not contacted Jose Cuervo till this day. That's not his name. And I was like, dude.
Say Jose Cuervo?
Yeah, I did. The tequila. But yeah, so Matthew Broderick, maybe go talk to that guy. Maybe I know you're a proud listener of this podcast. Maybe don't have killed that family in the past.
Yeah,
just maybe. Then this podcast won't exist. At least not this segment of it. The sex of it.
This podcast will exist only as long as the duration that Matthew has not talked. The moment that he talks to the family, we'll cut the podcast.
No, it'll cut itself because he'll have gone back in time and not killed the family.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I see what you mean.
But go on. John was guilty. 23.
I'm wrapping it up, but another thing was Joaquin Phoenix was there when his brother died. He was the one that called 911.
How much younger than him is he?
I think Joaquin was 19. No, Joaquin. I think he was 19.
So he was
something.
He was not a kid.
He was too young to go into the club alone.
Okay.
So he was less than 21.
Okay.
I remember that. But I think River was 23. Same age as John.
Okay.
When he died. But yeah, dude, it's insane.
That's crazy.
That's fucking bananas.
That sucks.
I know.
That's a fat bummer.
It really is.
Yeah. Don't mess around with no whatever he took.
The autopsy said it was like a mix of morphine and cocaine.
Yeah, morphine, no good. Cocaine, no good.
And it was like other smaller dosages of other drugs. There's a lot of shit in that cap.
It was no, that's a bad term. I was gonna say, I was like, what's it called when you get all the sodas at a soda machine fountain? That's called a suicide, and I don't want to call his death that.
Get all the sodas at a.
You know, you've done that before, right? When you're a kid, you're like, dude, this is gonna taste fucking insane. You drink it, you're like, it's gonna taste like Coke. Coke gonna overpower everything. Sprite really is lost in the orange Fanta. That's nuts, though.
Yeah, crazy.
I don't want to ever kill anyone in my life.
You probably have on accident, but you just don't know it.
How so?
Like the butterfly effect. Maybe you kicked a can in the street, and then like an hour later, a kid ran to go get the can because it was shiny, and then you get back car. It's on you. The blood is on your hands.
That's fine. I can live with that. It's actually not as bad as I thought.
I would love to see the stat of like how many people have killed on accident.
Or like if there's like some, like if say you get into heaven afterwards, you can just be like, read weird analytics about yourself. Don't make fun of me. You can make fun of me. You read like weird analytics about yourself. Be like, how many serial killers did I run into in my life? It's like 16. You're like, wow,
that's a lot of serial killers.
Oh, that's more than I thought.
Yeah.
How many people did I run into? And then the next day they died. It's like 6,000. It's like, really? 6K on the dot. Not 6,001. Not 6,345.
6,000 and a half.
And then the next day they died.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna acknowledge the fact that you said and a half.
Because then we have to define what half a person is.
Exactly.
And then it's a lot of moral shit's gonna be brought up.
A lot of what shit?
Moral shit.
Yeah.
You're
a Mexican.
You're half a person. Which we said the same thing.
Yeah.
You said I'm Mexican. I said you're half a person.
I attacked our whole culture. You attacked just me.
Yeah.
We're joking. If you're a Mexican, come on, you're a full person. Unless you don't have your green card. Can we end the episode right there?